Hey guys, my name's Troy Hoffman. I'm the founder of Simplurus and the founder of Isagenix and an executive mentor. What we do every week here is we're creating these things called Fireside chats. We basically transform this entire space into a studio every week.
4, 3.
In the house today, we've got Walt Tomolina. Today in the studio, we have Ty Cannon. He's also one of the top anti-aging doctors in the country and probably even in the world. And what I want you to see is the opportunity to be exposed to all these different entrepreneurs, all these different people that can share their wisdom and insights, because one idea can change your life today.
They want to be part of the outcome, but they don't necessarily want to be part of the process because it's scary. And if they hear you say collision and they're afraid of conflict, I got to go to the restroom. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Yes, they've done that.
I realized there's over 27 different hormones and hormone metabolites that exert a tremendous effect on your body, your mind, your performance, and whether you live or die.
You can actually apply something to that.
Oh, absolutely.
When products flow, I'm getting paid, and so that's a huge benefit. And you know, there's a lot of different ways to make money, but I believe in what I'm doing. Again, I want to go back to that. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You can't just be money.
You have to believe what you're doing.
It'll fall apart, I think, at some point.
100%.
People are looking for leaders. They're looking for people that believe in something. You're passing that belief on, and you've got to develop people. You've got to develop a team. And so it's really about,
everything.
it's not selling products so much. People think it's sell product. It's not. It's really building a team.
One new concept, one new thing you can take back to your workplace, one new thing you can take back to your company, one new thing you can take back to your family to change the way you think and see and change everything about what you're doing and the actions you're going to take. All right, folks, welcome to the Fireside Chats. We got Jay Bennett in the house. Jay is one of the top income earners at a company called Isagenix, which is one of the largest network marketing / nutritional companies in the world right now. Jay's here on a Saturday night. It's like 8:30 at night. Jay's actually in can I say how old you are now, Jay?
Yeah.
60, right?
Yep.
You're actually 60 years old now.
Big 6-0.
Big 6-0. And Jay's here. He's been traveling to Korea,
Yep.
right? And he's back in town again this week. And so we had the opportunity to pull him in. He's leaving his family to hang out with us tonight to record this show and kind of share his story. Because we were just talking with a previous show with a girl that we both know the same guy. This guy's Larry Brofton, and Larry's awesome. There aren't a lot of men that you really get a chance to that are doing really cool stuff and done a lot of cool stuff. And you're one of those guys. I got to meet you. You're a little bit further down the journey than me. And it's just a cool opportunity to get to be around another entrepreneur who's created literally a multi-million-dollar a year income, is impacting millions of people out there and tons of lives. And you'll be able to live in this industry for actually a long time and be legit and not be a slimy, car salesman, network marketing person.
Yeah.
And Jay's really the legit guy. And you don't get a lot of chance to get around people like this in life. It's just a rarity. And that's why we're trying to bring people like this on the show, so you get to experience some people that are at different levels of life who've created something from scratch. Jay didn't come from money, wasn't wealthy, just had created this industry from scratch, fell into it, and built an amazing life. He's got a 5-year-old now that he basically posts a lot of pictures on Facebook about, and he gets more likes about the 5-year-old than he does for him. And so, and he speaks to very large stadiums of people, like literally 50,000 plus stadiums of people sometimes Jay is speaking at. He's an incredible speaker. So thank you, Jay, for being here. Thank you for taking your Saturday night, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Seriously,
I love it.
It's crazy. Your Saturday night and you're here with us and you're sharing your story.
Yeah.
It's a powerful story, and I'd love just for you to share, since we have this opportunity with this audience of people that may never hear someone like you's story, like how do you start from nothing, not like most of us always have a normal family or simple economics, but go from a simple economic world to the much larger lifestyle where very people can even fathom it, where you're traveling, you're spending weeks at a time in Hawaii, you're traveling to Korea, you're traveling around the country, you're living a really an amazing lifestyle that few people, and in a very calm state.
Right. Right. Well,
You know?
I'm a Southern California boy like you are, and I grew up in Palos Verdes area here in Southern California, and I love sports, and that was my passion. You know, and I would say that I'm just a regular guy who likes sports. I mean, I was in football, track, soccer, basketball, you name it. I had 4 brothers, and we were very competitive. And one of the big things in my life that was kind of a out of the box kind of a thing was we lived in this area called Palos Verdes, and my mom drove us to go to high school in Anaheim. And you and I both know that's kind of a drive.
It's a long
And
drive.
it was
in
a
California.
1 hour there,
Easily.
1 hour back,
Yeah. So
1 hour
crazy.
there, 1 hour back. So she was on the road minimum 4 hours a day. And then on football season, I would always get out like at 8 at night, and my other brothers would get out at 3. She'd go out and pick me up for a third round
And there
trip.
was no Uber back then.
No, 6 hours on the road.
Wow.
And you know, I was imprinted by that she believed in something. She was willing to take the extra effort.
She was dedicated.
She was dedicated. She made a commitment. I
What
thought
school
it was
were
crazy.
you going to in Anaheim?
It was Servite High School.
Got it,
In
okay.
Anaheim, all boys Catholic school. She
Got it,
wanted all her
yes.
boys to go to an all boys
She was
Catholic school.
dedicated.
She was dedicated, and she committed to the process.
awesome.
So that always helped me kind of, I think, on some level, helped me in regards to the success process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So you went high school real quick, like 30-second version.
Yeah.
High school, and then somehow you did what?
Because of playing football, I got to go to the school right next to it, Cal State Fullerton, next to Anaheim. Went to Cal State Fullerton to play football when they had a football season. But when football came to an end, it was called the real world, and sports was at the end, and it was like, you got to get a job. And so everything for most people, you're programmed to get a job. And I did that for about a year. Couldn't stand it, didn't like my income, didn't like my boss, didn't like what I
You're
was
23
doing.
years old now.
Yeah, right in the 23, 24 range.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't like this. I don't know what I want, but I don't want this. And I called an ad in the paper at the time. It was in LA.
Oh yes, I remember. I remember the story now. I've totally forgot
Yeah,
this.
and a guy, I thought it was going to be an appointment for a job, and
Yeah.
it was like 15 people crammed to an office.
Yeah.
And the guy was pitching a network marketing deal. Here's the company, here's the products, here's the comp plan, here are the options on getting started. Who wants to join? Everybody ran out the door like a fire drill, except me.
Yeah.
Because I saw something. I saw the concept of geometric progression.
I saw it too.
I
like
saw
at
geometric
18,
progression.
17.
The light bulb came on, and I go, I can do this.
See, that's what, I saw that too. Like when I was 17 years old, I joined Amway, and it changed my life forever. The books, the tapes, the functions.
Yeah.
But I saw trying to build a company. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like you getting people in. It's just a way of sharing information, people
Yeah.
buying in. I learned a lot. You know, I actually built a couple network marketing companies in that early 20s. They were actually successful, and then now I've been building this thing, and I've got we have a few companies going right now that are more literally brick and mortar. And you'd be like, okay, this is why network marketing's so great, because you can still make a lot of money with someone else handling the headaches for you.
Yeah, your
So it's crazy.
overhead, Troy.
I know it
and
freaks you
your
out.
expenses and your employees, and no, it does freak me out because that's
Yeah.
like the traditional brick
Correct.
and mortar, like you say, all that overhead, all that investment, and all the employees and all the
huge
responsibilities.
investments, correct.
You're right. I mean, I have to say this. I'm absolutely free with a huge cash flow coming in without the overheads, without the headaches.
It's amazing. I mean, just the amount of cash flow that you have coming in.
Yeah.
You really don't have to deal with a lot. I mean, you really just have to kind of keep motivating your teams,
Yeah.
keep growing your business. I mean, it's really
It's
fascinating.
basically
And you
being a
don't-
cheerleader
Correct.
and getting people to believe in their dream.
So, I mean, a lot of people know network marketing out here. They're going to watch this. Why were you successful? And I mean, literally, and I know you put the time in. So now you're in 60, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
most people by the time they're 60 are in a $30,000 to $50,000 a year Walmart greeter job because they've got retired. Now they're going broke, or they're 60 going, I got zero retirement.
Wow.
I got nothing going on. Like my 401k is not enough to retire off of. I'm still raising kids. I have a mortgage payment still. They're planning on retiring at 75 and 80 now. Like a lot of people at 60 don't have a retirement plan, or the retirement plan, and I hope my husband or wife dies and I collect their insurance policy. I mean, literally, you're talking about maybe 30, 100,000, a couple 100,000, 300,000. Like I was just on the phone with, I forget which, I was with this girl that was part of another entrepreneurs group I was part of. And she's like, at 40, you're supposed to have $1.4 million in investment accounts at 40 years old. And I was like, at 40, I don't know if I know anybody
Yeah.
that has $1.4 million in an investment account at 40 years old,
Yeah.
or very few people actually know. And I know a lot of pretty successful people.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So you're in a different place.
Yeah.
So what is this? What is this roller coaster for you? You got in. You got in one network marketing company, did okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, what is the real economics and like? I mean, you can share what you want or not, but it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah, you know, when I look back now, because I can say I can look back, I started 35 years ago, and I did it with the dream. You know, I did it with the dream. I did it with the concept of geometric progression, leverage, and all the residual income and all these things. But the reality of it is it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. It doesn't happen
When
just.
you're talking a lot of work, are you
Yeah.
working like putting in a 40, 50, 60 hour week pretty consistently, roughly? Like you're driving to people, you're talking on the phone, you're texting people, you're doing this for week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out for years and decades.
Yeah, and
Right? I mean, you're literally, right?
Well, you know, there's ebbs and flows. I mean, there's times where you really have to put a concentrated effort to get the jet off the runway. And so there are times where there's a very, very focused effort that demands a lot of time, day and night, day and night, day and night. And then you get the jet off the runway. Now, once the jet is off the runway, you know, they put it in cruise control when you're at 30,000 feet, and all the computers handle it till it gets to its destination. Network marketing is a lot like that. Most people, for whatever reason, don't take the time, don't take the effort, don't block out the world to launch it, to get the jet off the runway.
How long do you really need to block out the world for?
You know, for me,
is it really like 3-5 years, like most businesses?
well, I would say 3 to 5 years is got to be fair to lock it in, to lock it in.
And those requiring like a 40-hour, 50-hour week, or effort, or 20.
You know,
I mean, like driving to places, doing stuff, talking to people, texting, or.
You know, well, here's what I would say.
I'm just curious. Like,
I would say this.
You got a lot of data now.
You got to fall in love with what you're doing. I think for people to be successful, and there's not, when I say fall in love, that doesn't mean you love every single thing you're doing. But you've got to be passionate and fall in love with what you're
100%.
doing. And once that occurs, then the time's not the issue. In other words, I tell people,
Always. Like
if
every
your
entrepreneur or something, it's like you're just trying to get metric eyes. Like almost like I always want to know with different entrepreneurs. Like I had a pastor one time, a really good friend actually, who's built some really successful churches. It's like, how much time do you spend on church? Oh, well, I don't really look at it like that. I just look at it, and it was like, well, how much time are you spending? Because he kind of like, well, I mix it with my family and everything else. I was like, you know, like how much? Because you always want to know, because you always want to be able to share. Because another pastor would say, well, my church doesn't go anywhere. I'm like, dude, you're barely putting any work into this or really any effort, you know? And you hear different stories. The same thing with entrepreneurs. Like one entrepreneur is blowing up, and they go, I'm just mixing this part of my life. And they're blowing up, another person's complaining that their business is not growing.
Yep.
And they're like, well, I'm like, dude, your business is not growing because you're really not putting a lot of real effort into this thing.
And that's really what it comes down to. I mean, it's going to be taking time, effort, and work and focus. I think one of the big things I would say, Troy, is today it's the ability to focus. There are so many distractions.
100%.
Some are good and some are not so good, but they're all distractions. We call it all distractions are equal. The ability to focus on one direction and with one goal in mind is hard for people today. They're so distracted.
I'm distracted.
Yeah, and
I get so involved in so many things.
And I'm going to say that if God gave me anything, He gave me the ability to focus. I literally.
What does that look like for you?
I have the ability to block out the world and not get caught up with all the little distractions. And my wife, who we've been together since we met in network marketing 33 years ago, she helps that. You know, in other words, she blocks out the world for me. She'll handle all the normal, traditional, how to run a house issues, and she does all that. And I've got like people that work with me a little bit.
Like booking the cleaning crew,
all
and
the
sure
stuff
the food's
that
stocked in the fridge.
I can focus on my business,
Yeah.
and she handles anything to the point that
Like
travel,
she books the yard guys. Got it.
I don't deal with anything.
Yeah.
I focus on my business. She handles all that, or I have people that handle some other areas so that I can focus on what's important.
Like the guy you introduced me to, Chuck.
Don Hickok. And
Yeah.
Don's an assistant of mine.
Yeah.
He's an older guy, and he loves being in the game
Yeah.
from a management point of view. I got to go get the new business, and I've got to drive the new business, and then my buddy Don can manage that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So that's how you manage your life. So when you're being focused, right? let's talk about specific activities you find yourself doing. Like I know with me, right? Watching what you've done with me and connecting. You and I met at a speaking engagement.
Yep.
We both spoke together. We've kept in touch.
Right.
You've always been honorable and following up in your text message with me. And I was just saying thanks to you, and then us trying to get the video files to you. You stayed on task with Aaron trying to get the video files
And
from
you
the first
did that,
one.
and that was awesome.
Yeah,
by the way.
and we've connected, and your follow through is very key. Like you're very focused on your follow through. I watched that, right?
Yeah.
So specifically, how do you manage that? Is that just something a trigger fires off in your mind, and you're going to text, or you're scrolling through text methodically once a week, or are you going through emails? I mean, like, are you using a CRM? Like, how do you really working your time? And it's just like
it just
that makes
flows.
sense.
Yeah, it does. I know what you're saying. I have a CRM and I hardly use it, but my database is in there. But no, it's like you said. I kind of the fortune's in the follow up.
100%.
The fortune is in the follow up. People can initiate anything.
It's so easy.
And anybody can initiate something, but it's really about developing the relationship, and it's going to take 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12 times of connecting over and over and over and over until the relationship begins to get established. Most
And
people
you're starting to get a
quit,
result out of it.
and most people quit before that.
Before 1 or 2 even.
They quit before
You know what?
anything.
It's funny. Like I was just hearing somebody else. They were talking about like, they were talking about they give their number away and people really ever call to ask for help. I offer help to a lot of people. I get very few people that actually sees me or take me up on it. Like literally, I'm like, call anytime, text anytime, let me help. I've got one guy that literally I offered free help to, that's following up with me every week, that's building a rapidly growing clothing company. I'm doing completely free because he just randomly took it up on me. I'm like, and we're just texting and talking randomly. His name's Keon Tai, and he's building a clothing company in Georgia, and I've offered help to a lot of people, and he actually follows through.
Yeah.
Actually follows through.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee this guy is going to build a FUBU style.
Yeah.
He's going to be the next Damon John in 15 years. Literally at that level. This guy is going to, just because I see his follow through. And how do you follow through? I mean, you're just scrolling and just chilling and like, I'm going to drink some coffee, or I'm going to drink one of my green drinks, and just start texting, calling people. And
It sometimes do that, but you're right. All my off hours, even my off hours, is texting and follow up, texting and emails or follow up or calls. I'm a big believer in just getting on the phone. I'm a real big believer. I leave voicemail messages with the people. You could leave a text message, but I'll tell you, I love leaving voicemail messages.
do you do voice messages where you text voice messages?
I don't as much. I should.
Yeah.
I should. Where you hit the
Yeah,
microphone.
I haven't done that either
and
as
I
much.
should,
I've got
because
friends that
you
are
can
really
leave
good
those,
at that. Yeah.
But I live a traditional phone
Yeah.
call to phone to their voicemail. Because I want to share my emotion and I want to leave a message.
Correct.
And then I'll text them. By the way, check out the voicemail. Let's get back in touch. So they know there's a voicemail there.
Correct.
And all
A lot
this,
of people don't even listen to their voicemail.
No, they don't listen to their
They look at their
voicemails.
phone to
Yeah.
script and say Jay called. They don't even care what the voicemail is
Yeah,
about.
so you
I gotta call Jay back because all they're thinking about.
Yeah, so you
that's what I think about. Let me rephrase it. Talking about me now.
you got to hit them from every angle.
Yeah.
Email, text,
Correct.
voicemail, bang, bang, bang.
Facebook, social media.
Facebook, social media,
You
message
really
them.
do, because if you
Yeah.
build that relationship now,
Yeah.
everybody's trying to build a relationship with you. So to really build deep connection, it really takes time.
It does.
It really does, to build a lot of connection and consistency. A, living a good life. B, actually being a true friend, and actually pouring into somebody, like pour into people.
And you know what? Let's talk about this, because there's only so much time in a day. I've identified you as a quality guy who is really a mover and shaker. And so I want to develop that relationship. And so if I'm dealing with 10 people, let's say, and 5 are not showing that, and 5 are, I'll put the energy with the 5 that are, that are the characteristics that I'm looking for to be in relationship with. And I'll let the other 5 go. Not putting them down or anything, but just let go of the hard, let go of the people that maybe don't resonate, flow with the people that do, flow with the people that do resonate, and then I can put more energy in that direction.
100%. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to be around people that I don't want to learn from, or I think I can give to, or pick up something. Like I feel like you're one of the people I think I can pick up life lessons from. You know
And
what
when
I
you
mean?
called,
Yeah.
boom, I
Yeah.
saw it was you, and I
Yeah.
picked up on the phone.
Yeah.
Most people today, they let that go to voicemail.
Yes.
I didn't. Troy's calling,
Yeah.
I'm picking up.
No, I always have to try to pick up as much. Like, I literally have so many calls a day.
Yeah.
Then I'm even on a phone call with one, and I'm trying to hit the little button, the little circle that makes the text go to the person when they're calling in. You're on the phone with somebody else, because it's all day call, text, call, text, call, text, to the point that I can't even sit and look at anything. It's now been almost 11 days since I've actually had time to really clean up emails. I'm now. How many emails I'm now into? Hold on, let's see what the number is. I don't even want to know right now.
This is
where it gets really bad.
I know.
I'm at 772 unread emails in the last
that's
11
funny.
or 12 days now.
That's crazy.
And I got to
That's
look at it
crazy.
today. I'm like, okay, I got to just sit tomorrow.
And
clean
90% of
up.
them don't mean anything.
They don't.
But
and I
the
just got to be
10% that
cognitively
do,
aware
you
and
need
make
to-
sure I'm looking at it and paying attention to what is going on in some way. It's so crazy. So I got to get back and clean up all that tomorrow.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And finally just take the time to do it. But it's every day the communication.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you've been leading that. So you've done that, and that's what you think. Just doing that, the consistency of that over decades is what's got you to here.
Yes, and I'm glad you're kind of weaving that in there, because literally I can look at my business and it's because of relationships that established 30 years ago that showed up.
I mean, you were already in network marketing at 30. You said
35
you
years
met
ago. I
33
started
years
35
ago.
years
You said
ago.
you met your wife.
Yeah.
So you're 27 years old now. You're 60.
Yeah.
And I want people to catch this: the length and time and tension under pressure over long periods of time, doing the work every day, over day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out, decade in, decade out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
36 years in total, it sounds
and
like.
so
roughly.
in the company that I'm in, many of the people that I got involved, it took me 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years of consistently calling them over a period of time before they actually took the time to look at it and make a decision and get involved. And literally has made me millions. And so most people don't sustain through that. Most people, they hit the first couple of no's and they quit. It's like, 90 days I quit.
So what do the no's mean to
6
you? When
months
you hear
I
a no
quit.
from somebody, you're calling, you're like, hey, I got a business opportunity for you. I was just curious,
It inspires me.
Yeah.
I am inspired. I think it's a competitive football thing, but we're going to win. We're going to win the game. Yeah, we're down by 2 touchdowns, but guess what? We're going to win the game. And when we win the game, we're going to, make sure we won the game.
Yeah, that's.
And
your job.
I've gotten back to people and go, hey, how are you doing? I'm still broke. Okay, well, I'm making millions. Hey, wishing you a great life. The door's always open, but let's.
And these are
let's
people
be
you
in
knew
touch.
from 30
Click.
years ago.
Yeah, but I always want to prove myself to some degree. I want to validate what I'm doing is right, and I believe in what I'm doing. See, that's another thing.
I like how you said that. I always want to prove myself, or I like that.
I like to prove myself.
Your drive. You got to find people's true drive.
I want to prove that what I'm saying is right, what I'm doing is right. So I'm going to sustain because I believe in what I'm doing. I believe in, it's great to know that you're helping people with their health.
Correct.
You're helping people financially, and you're helping people with their personal growth. You can go to bed at night and sleep really, really well, knowing that you're helping a lot of people that way, and your check is based on that. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I like how you said that. Like finding these drives of people. I feel driven, just feel called to impact people's lives. I feel called to help entrepreneurs. I feel called to be one of the speakers that they hear me speak one day, and I feel like I ignite something in them that makes them do something and change their life forever.
Yeah.
I feel called to take ideas to fruition, like all these different crazy concepts, and then help people at all levels of the entrepreneur game discover. And find tools and tactics to help them grow at different levels wherever they're at.
Right.
The building a giant company game is totally different than launching a network marketing game.
Yeah.
Both require skills and tools and tactics, and be able to deliver these things. Say, here's what I learned, here's what I applied, and try to get more people going. Because I feel like if we have more entrepreneurs and more people that are really fighting every day to make something successful, it's what America is based on, and this concept of quote unquote freedom and democracy worldwide, and we won't have tyrants that are controlling this world and causing these crazy ass things to occur. We won't have, if you have more people that are really driving true freedom and true success, because they usually comes from people that are entrepreneurs, the farmers. You look at 95%, 100 years ago of the population were entrepreneurs.
Right.
Now it's almost switched to 5% of the population
Wow.
are true entrepreneurs. You know what I mean? If you really kind of look at it like that, like we need that juice of people that know what it means to sacrifice. They own everything A to Z in their lives and are passionate about waking up and making something happen because they own their results. They're not just getting a paycheck where they get it automatically sometimes and the boss have to control them and try to force them to get results or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like, that's what my passion is, like this entrepreneurship and this calling to really help people keep achieving, because that's what's going to keep freedom alive in this world, I feel like, you know?
I absolutely agree. I mean, we are on the same wavelength. I think free enterprise is what this country is all about. Why not take advantage of it? And you're right, you control your life. You're the CEO of your life.
100%.
And what I love about network marketing, just specifically targeting network marketing, is it allows the average person from all walks of life to be involved.
Anybody.
And if you look at this production that Troy has in his offices here, the amount of money that's been invested, the overhead, the employees, average regular folks like me would not have been able to do it.
No.
But the network marketing community, what I love about it is that everybody can be involved in it.
Correct.
And there's systems that have already been proven on product or business, and all you do is plug in. You just kind of follow the steps. Now, it's still a working game plan, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, but you don't have the financial constraints.
I mean, for a couple,
All
I
it
mean,
is
literally
your time.
$1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, or $300 or $200. I don't even know what it costs, like to get an Isagenix versus the other ones out there right now. I'm not even sure.
It's
the
very
details.
limited. It's very limited because
the
laws now have really made it more of a consumer-driven direction. So you don't have these big buy-ins, these big inventories of product. Those days are gone.
Amway used to have garages full, and
none of those.
You had to get your monthly PV requirements, like in Amway. I remember those in my early. That was 20-something years ago.
Those days are gone. It's consumer-driven. Basically, it's your own consumption.
Yeah.
For qualifying for the comp plans, it's your own consumption.
And I even met like a guy that was excited about it, my Uber driver. He was in Amway, and he was actually making money on the side doing that, plus acting, and then plus doing Uber, like kind of like. And he's only been in a couple years or a year and a half or something. He's starting to make money, and he's, you know what I mean? He's doing Uber part-time and kind of doing that, and was excited about it. And it was just like, I was like, yeah, it's cool because you literally can, without a lot of the capital investment, actually start building something that will actually last long-term if you stay with it. You know, it's one of those, like, it's like coding. You can start doing software coding, but even now software coding, it's just like going to hop in and just build a software platform from scratch. I mean, very few people at this level of the game will just build something brand new without a massive time intensive. Or, you know, you can go into online marketing, start your own online marketing company, make revenue, but is it going to last? You know, how much time and money you still need to learn and invest even to get that going. I mean, like, I'm starting to think like what one guy would say, you can start a franchise doing locksmith, but with this you have long-term residual income, which is the potential that a locksmith company may not give you right away. So there are very few places to start, low barrier to entry places anymore. It's like getting less and less, and I can only think of so many. Like,
well, that's the benefit.
I love about it.
Yeah, that's the benefit of network marketing. Is just no overhead, no huge investment, no employees, no legal issues.
You don't have to figure out your own drop shipping. You don't have to figure out your Amazon store issues. You don't have to figure out your own Shopify issues. You don't have to buy your own ads. Like, I mean, you can still do online marketing, I guess, for it, but the complexity of everything, building the product, figuring out how to sell the product, market the product, manage all the issues when FedEx screws up something or Amazon screws up something or whatever you're building or selling, like there's always not as many issues when you're just working with one company selling their products, and they've got a pretty refined system, which is, I love it.
Basically,
pretty interesting.
In network marketing, you get paid for your word of mouth advertising.
Correct, 100%.
That's it. It's word of mouth advertising.
Instead of them spending a huge budget buying all the TV ads and all the online ads and all the,
Yeah.
I mean, literally most of the online companies, you think of they're like 50% of their revenue is going to online marketing. I mean, literally, and you think of some of these, like, I met somebody, two guys, they actually had built a lot of these quote unquote multi-million-dollar launches of online products for these guys that are now selling courses. How they sold $50 million in product or $10 million in products online. These two guys had basically built a lot of these back end of the learning courses and some of these products for people over decades, and were pretty big names for the big name people out there. And it was interesting, we're on the phone and they're like, Troy, these guys actually spent all that money plus lost like another couple million of everything they had to get it. And the only reason they're making money out of a certain lifestyle is because they sold a course now on how they made these $10, $50 million things, but aren't marketing. They're just marketing at like local seminars, getting people to buy it in like smaller packages, but they have the huge story they're selling. So it's kind of crazy how much these online quote unquote companies that are these Shopify sites that I made $300,000 in 3 months. Well, the guy also spent $300,000 in 3 months in AdWords and advertising just to sell $300,000 of the product, made no money.
Right.
And then like people aren't showing their P&Ls and stuff like that. That's what I like about the network marketing world, because you can actually legitimately see what people are spending, where their energy is going.
And you know, in the network marketing world, you know, we basically break it down in a very simple way. 80% of the people kind of involve themselves in the company more from a customer direction. Mm-hmm. But what I like to tell people, so there's 20% of people that actually really make some serious income, and then 80% of the people that really don't. But the reality is that they're really customers that are enjoying the product and are liking it, and they're referring a few people.
Correct.
So here's what I love about the 80% that are the customers. They can refer enough people that they get their products paid for. And so think about a business where the customer is getting their products paid for by the company. So they can be a loyal customer. And that's really a benefit of network marketing. I have a huge organization, Troy, that are customers that are happy with the products, that have referred enough people that they're getting their products paid for. Not all the customers, but a huge amount of them.
Yeah.
And so my residual income is based on those happy customers that have referred enough people that are paying for their products.
It's amazing.
And I think in any kind of business, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If your customers are getting paid to use the product, how loyal are they going to be? Pretty darn loyal.
Correct.
That's what we have in network marketing.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So Jay, if you were to say anything, like, I don't know, I'm not even sure where to even go with this, because if there's people out there that are like, you think, I don't know, that are scared to, I feel like network marketing switched though a lot. Like I feel like the stigma of the 20, 30 years ago is kind of gone right now. And there's still people that are still trying to hit their aunts and uncles and get people involved. But I even look at it now like, shit, you want to go build a business? That's all you're gonna have to put in, and you only have to work just at one thing. Like I know how much we've sacrificed here.
Oh.
How much money I borrowed in year one of launching this, versus even now how much money I had to borrow again to buy a building through an SBA loan, to borrow the money for the build out. I mean, to how much money we're constantly investing in future projects that we're not even gonna make money off of for another year or 2 or 3 here that we're working on currently. And these huge, and it doesn't go away, these capital investments, and it's all risk. And I know every month I was like, oh my God, here I go again. I got to start it all over and bring in this much money and revenue. And I know I have to deal with all these issues and all these people. And I know my week is easily 40 to 80 hours is going to be gone every week for the next couple decades of my life, probably running companies. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I look at some of the network marketing, and if you want to be an entrepreneur and go make some more money, and you can go hustle and sell some product, and it's right there. I mean, ready to go, and it's a pre-packaged business, and you can just take it off. Or like the guy I had earlier today, he's talking about a locksmith company. Well, great, go start the locksmith company. He's got all the stuff for sale, and just go learn how to install it, or go cut grass. Yeah. But network marketing have a lot more growth opportunity than the locksmith, than the cut the grass. Like I did those companies. I didn't do the locksmith. I cut the grass. I detailed the cars.
Yeah,
I tried starting smaller businesses.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the concept of duplication. Mm-hmm. You know, I've created, if you will, thousands and thousands of J's. And every time they share the opportunity or share the products, I'm earning income on that without my time, without my labor, and without the overhead, like we just said. And so there's a residual income based on building this network, this distribution network. When products flow, I'm getting paid. And so that's a huge benefit. And you know, there's a lot of different ways to make money, but I believe in what I'm doing. Again, I want to go back to that. You've got to believe in what you're doing. You can't just be money.
You have to believe what you're doing.
It'll fall apart, I think, at some point.
100%.
People are looking for leaders. They're looking for people that believe in something. You're passing that belief on, and you've got to develop people. You've got to develop a team. And so it's really about, it's not selling products so much. People think it's sell product. It's not. It's really building a team.
Believing in something you like, I believe in, like this is a small company we started called Isagenix just for adrenal support because I hit my own burnout.
Yeah.
And I believe in it because I went through the disaster of dealing with no adrenals not functioning because I was working too much. I was literally like in scarcity trying to get the companies off the ground. I was not eating well. I was not working out. I was not sleeping well. I was drinking just nothing but coffee. I wasn't even drinking water half the time. Like, I killed my adrenals. And I had to do all these things and learn all these things how to heal the adrenals.
Yeah.
So this is something I believe in selling because it's just a basic adrenal support to help. Your
Right.
body needs certain things. You need the veggie drink every day. You need to find the food allergies. You need to find, like, these are things I believe in incredibly in depth because I went through the pain of not applying it well to my life and screwing up my life for a long period of time because I didn't know these things. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's it. Like, when you really believe in, like, for you, Isagenix, like, say you find a company that has great products that you really love that helps you stay healthy, where you've got immense amount of energy for a guy in his 60s. You know, Dr. Nick believes in his products. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And he's a good example.
And he's selling his products, and he loves his product line, and he is committed to it day and night, and attracts a huge following. So you've got to be in love with whatever you're doing. Like, I love entrepreneurship. I love impacting lives. I love building companies. You know what I mean? So
yeah, absolutely. That passion rubs off, and that's why you're able to kind of bring people together and have the success that you have, because you have that passion, and that's what you need. If you're going to be successful, you're going to need that.
So, folks, if you're watching this today, and Jay and I could do this all night talking about entrepreneurship and different opportunities, we're just sharing different opportunities for you. We're trying to always, and when we're doing these, is expand the possibilities of what's in front of you and what you can see. And maybe only one person watching this today maybe can't build a company like Solaris. They're not going to spend the years and the decades like I have, but may need to start a side business or an entrepreneur. There is a possibility of network marketing, and Jay's available to you to ask questions. And he actually literally is, or if he can't answer it at another time, he's got plenty of other people that can help hook you up that can answer the questions that you may have on network marketing and share his experience at a deeper level, or even maybe guide you in the process. Isagenix is one. There's Amway out there. There's all these other, there's probably about 50 truly legit network marketing companies out there today. But you gotta catch this though. There's not a lot of them. There's only a few that are like maybe 50 to 100. I can't remember all the statistics, but only so many have made it past like the 10-year mark. And you want to find those that have been around for 10 years, that have got their things together, they've got the legalities together, just like any company. Yeah. I mean, and actually network marketing is no different statistically than any other company.
Right.
Like you start reading the statistics of companies that start and then fail within 10 years, it's like 95% of all companies.
Right.
And some of them aren't even tracked because not all of them even make it to reporting enough taxes because they're just trying to get off the ground and trying to figure out how to get their L's. They're not even filing all the right paperwork, and there's a huge number of companies that don't even file things correctly. And when you look at that, you're like, okay, find good companies. Like, people want to work at great companies. Like, people want to work at the Googles or the Facebooks. Same thing with network marketing. You want to find the good companies that fit you and what your goal is and who you want to become, and products that you feel passionate about.
Right.
You know, and it doesn't have to be network marketing. There's also other opportunities of online marketing or places to start small where you can gain big, huge revenues. If you're interested in network marketing, just another residual world. You can write songs and get residual income as well. If you're a musician, maybe that's a path for you. I don't know, but find your path and don't be scared of what other people think.
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
Jay, if you want to share anything else and close us out with anything?
You know, I just love that we took the time here to go through this interview, and you know, Troy said it, you know, you find something that you can resonate with, that you're passionate about. You know, I'm representing health, and I'm representing financial freedom, and I'm representing personal growth. And that's what I fell in love with, and I will continue to be in love with it. And you need to find your passion. So, you know, that is a big key. But there's a lot of support. One of the things that I love about the network marketing community, a lot of support.
A lot of support.
So people
There's
can
a lot
lean
of support
on that.
compared to like starting on your own.
Right.
Company, trust me,
Yeah.
it's like crazy. So, Jay, thank you so much for coming.
Okay,
Appreciate
buddy.
it. Thank you so much for taking your Saturday night and being with us, folks.
loving it.
And thank you for watching the Fireside Chats. As always, we'll leave some links and some more information for those watching today. So, folks, go and have a great weekend.
Awesome. Thank you, Troy.
Woo! Nice.